No one ever tells you this because it sounds too simple to be dangerous. No one warns you because it doesn't look like a problem. It doesn't ruin your life in one night. It doesn't break you publicly. It doesn't embarrass you in front of people. It works silently, slowly, patiently. While you think you are surviving, it is training you to become weak every single day. Without realizing it, you are teaching your mind how to treat you, and most people teach it the wrong lesson. There was a young man, not broken, not unlucky, just ordinary. He had goals like everyone else. He wanted control over his life. He wanted clarity, discipline, direction. At night, when everything was quiet, his mind was full of plans. Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll focus. Tomorrow I'll stop wasting time. Tomorrow I'll become serious. Tomorrow always looked powerful. But morning felt different. Morning felt heavy. His body wasn't tired. His life wasn't collapsing. Its starting felt painful. Effort felt uncomfortable. And without realizing it, he began choosing the easier path. Not because he wanted to fail, but because his mind offered comfort at the exact moment effort appeared. Whenever something demanded focus, his mind stepped in like a protective friend. Relax. You've earned rest. You can do it later. And every time, he listened. Not once, not twice, repeatedly, slowly, the pattern formed. Effort appeared. Discomfort followed. Escape solved it. That was the habit. Avoiding discomfort. Not loudly, not consciously, silently, automatically. At first, nothing seemed wrong. His life looked normal from the outside. He still showed up. He still talked about goals. Still pretended everything was fine. But inside, something subtle was changing. Each time he avoided effort, his tolerance for pressure dropped. Things that once felt easy now felt heavy. Small tasks felt overwhelming. His mind became fragile without him noticing. But real damage wasn't failure. It wasn't falling behind. It was something deeper. He stopped trusting himself. Every promise he broke weakened his identity. Every excuse he accepted trained his mind to doubt him. Slowly, his own words lost meaning. When he told himself, "I'll do it," his mind no longer believed him. And when your mind stops believing you, motivation doesn't disappear suddenly. It rots slowly. At night, alone in his room, the silence felt loud. He felt tired without doing anything meaningful. He felt busy but empty. To escape that feeling, he distracted himself, scrolling endlessly, watching things he didn't care about, sleeping late just to delay facing the next day. But avoidance never fixes pain. It teaches fear. The more he escaped discomfort, the scarier it became. That's when weakness truly begins. Not when life is hard, but when discomfort feels unbearable. One evening, sitting alone at a small tea shop, he met an older man. The man wasn't impressive. He wasn't loud. He wasn't preaching. He just looked grounded, calm, like someone who wasn't running from his own thoughts. They talked casually. Then the man said something simple. "Most people aren't weak because life is hard," he said. "They're weak because they train themselves to escape." The words didn't sound deep, but they stayed. That night, when the urge to escape came again, the young man noticed it. The familiar pull toward comfort, toward distraction, toward running. And for the first time, he didn't obey it. He didn't motivate himself. He didn't promise change. He just stayed. He sat with the discomfort, the restlessness, the pressure. In his chest, it was uncomfortable. His mind screamed. His body resisted. But he stayed. That moment didn't feel powerful. It felt painful. The next day, the same thing happened. His mind begged him to delay, to choose ease, to escape again. And again, he stayed. Not because he felt strong, but because he understood something dangerous. Every time he escaped, he was training weakness. Every time he stayed, he was training strength. Slowly, something changed. His life didn't improve overnight. His problems didn't disappear. But his authority returned. His mind stopped controlling him because he stopped obeying every excuse. He realized discipline wasn't force. It wasn't motivation. It was not running. Most people think comfort saves them. It doesn't. Comfort makes you fragile. It lowers your tolerance for reality. It trains your mind to fear effort. And one day, when life demands strength, comfort won't protect you. It will expose you. This is where most people lose their lives. Not to failure, not to bad luck, but to softness, to ease. to the habit of running whenever things feel uncomfortable. Strength isn't built by big dramatic actions. It's built in silent moments, in the moments where quitting feels natural, but staying feels heavy, in the moments where no one is watching. That's where identity is formed. Your mind will always offer comfort. It will always protect you from pain. But that protection comes at a cost. And the cost is your strength. One day, if you keep escaping, you won't wake up broken. You'll wake up weak. And weakness feels worse than pain. Because pain ends. Weakness stays. The young man slowly understood something most people never realize. Life doesn't break you suddenly. It softens you first. It trains you to avoid. It teaches your mind that comfort is safety and effort is danger. And once that lesson is learned, everything becomes hard. Not because life changed, but because you did. Days passed. He started noticing how often his mind tried to save him. Save him from boredom. Save him from pressure. Save him from effort. Every time something felt heavy, his mind reacted like an alarm. Escape now. Distract now. Rest now. And for the first time, he questioned it. Not angrily, not emotionally. It just quietly. He asked himself, what if this voice isn't protecting me? What if it's weakening me? That question stayed with him. He began watching other people, not successful ones on social media, normal people. People who felt calm, stable, grounded. He noticed something strange. They weren't always motivated. They weren't always happy, but they didn't run. They stayed. They finished things even when they didn't feel like it. They didn't obey every feeling. And slowly, he understood the difference. Weak people live by feelings. Strong people live by decisions. That realization hurt because it meant his problem wasn't lack of talent. It wasn't lack of opportunity. It wasn't bad luck. It was obedience. He had been obeying every emotion his mind produced. Tired, stop, bored, escape, uncomfortable, quit. Over time, his mind learned that it didn't need to try hard to control him. A small excuse was enough, and that scared him. One night, alone again, he looked at his reflection. Not physically, mentally. He saw someone who avoided pressure, someone who delayed life, someone who waited to feel ready. And in that moment, something broke. Not loudly, not emotionally, just quietly. He felt ashamed, not because he failed, but because he never truly tried. That night, he made no promises, no plans, no motivation, speech. He just made one rule. I will not run. The next morning, it felt uncomfortable. His mind resisted. His body felt heavy. The urge to delay was strong, and for the first time, he didn't negotiate with it. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. He just acted, slowly, imperfectly, uncomfortably. And when it was done, nothing magical happened. No happiness, no confidence boost. But something subtle changed. He respected himself a little more. That feeling was unfamiliar. Days turned into weeks. Not perfect weeks. Not disciplined days. But different days. Days where he stayed longer than before. Days where he didn't quit immediately. Days where discomfort didn't scare him as much. His life didn't improve dramatically, but his mind changed. It stopped panicking at effort. It stopped screaming at pressure, because it was learning something new. Discomfort isn't danger. The more he stayed, the quieter his excuses became. The weaker the urge to escape felt. He realized something important. The mind doesn't like strength. It likes comfort. And if you don't train it, it will always choose the easier path. Not because it's evil, but because it's lazy. Most people never notice this. They think their problem is motivation, or discipline, or confidence. But the real problem is tolerance. They can't tolerate discomfort anymore. So life feels unbearable. Work feels painful. Growth feels impossible. And slowly, they shrink their lives to fit their comfort. That's the real tragedy. Not failure, not struggle, but a small life. One evening, he remembered the old man's words. Every time you avoid discomfort, you teach your mind that you are weak. Now he understood the other side. Every time you stay, you teach your mind that you are in control. And control is something you don't feel immediately. It grows silently. He also understood something darker. Comfort is addictive. It feels safe. It feels kind. But it robs you slowly. It makes you dependent. You're dependent on mood. You're dependent on feeling good. You're dependent on ease. And one day, when life demands strength, you won't have it. That thought scared him more than pain, so he stopped asking himself, how do I feel? He started asking, what needs to be done? That question changed everything. Feelings became noise. Actions became identity. He wasn't becoming disciplined. He was becoming someone who doesn't run. And that changed how he saw himself. He wasn't confident, but he was reliable. He wasn't fearless, but he was present. He wasn't perfect, but he stayed. And slowly, his mind accepted a new reality. Excuses no longer worked. Discomfort no longer scared him. Pressure no longer meant danger. It meant growth. Most people never reach this point. They keep escaping, keep distracting, keep waiting for motivation. And years pass. One day, they wake up older, tired, and confused. Not because life defeated them, but because they never faced it. Strength isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with music. It's built quietly, in boring moments, in uncomfortable silence, in doing what you said you would do even when no one is watching. Your mind will always try to save you from pain. But pain isn't the enemy. Weakness is, and weakness is trained. Every time you run, if you stay long enough, something changes. You'll stop fearing effort. You'll stop fearing discomfort. You'll stop fearing yourself. And one day, without realizing when it happened, you won't feel strong. You'll be strong. Because strength isn't a feeling, it's a habit. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories.